Earlier this year, we visited Ant and Alison Williams, who planted limes on their Hawke's Bay property in 1996, aiming to sell their fruit to local farmers' markets and bars. The Williams have now established a thriving business, using fruit from 150 lime trees of their own, supplemented with another 120 tonnes of limes they source each year for juicing.
St Andrews Lime started off taking fresh limes down to the farmers' market in Hastings. We were selling fresh limes, and it wasn't until somebody said the only way to make money, to add value to your product, is to make product with those limes. So we started with a dressing, a chutney and a relish. Yeah. The farmers' market has been the catalyst, I think, for all of us in Hawke's Bay, for those there that have gone onto the national scene. Certainly for us, we've thought of a product, we've taken it down to the farmers' market, we've got the public to comment on it, and certainly over 4 to 6 weeks, when we've built on that product, we've made the product more and more and more to suit the public's tastes. When we think we've got it right, we then put a label on it and launch it into the market. When we were trialling products out, that's when we saw that there was a huge potential for putting those limes, either juicing them or putting the solid limes into products to sell. In the first year, if you look at the first 9 months that we had at the farmers' market, and then you look at the first full year that we're in operation, we grew by 500%. So that told us everything there, that there was just a huge amount of potential. And I think it was probably at that time that we realised there that it was more the lime juice. But the problem when we first started off in the business was we started off and we wanted to make it a health business more so by having no added preservative, no gluten, those sort of things. And as time went on, it became more and more difficult actually to meet the demand, because we were having problems getting the limes for juicing in New Zealand. This business, I think, will grow by 50% this year. 2 years ago, we did a feasibility study on setting up a juice operation in Hawke's Bay. And we've got a juice factory at the back of Fruit Packers, which is a co-op apple processing pack house in Whakatū. And from that, we started off doing lime juice. Now we're doing lemon juice, and the potential is actually in peel. So we're peeling the fruit and then we're juicing it. So we're supplying a lot of grog companies in New Zealand, food companies, and now they want us to start on oranges. With the juice factory now, we use about 120 tonne of limes that are New Zealand limes out of Bar Plenty, Gisborne, Hawke's Bay. We use that for juicing, and we use about 2 tonne of limes out of this orchard, which are organically grown, and that's what we use in our products made on site. Some limes are bought in if I haven't got enough for the current season. I think certainly we can grow big time in the supermarkets. We have distributors in the South Island, in Wellington, in Auckland. I see our market share growing big time. Export-wise, I think possibly we are going to get to a ceiling on limes available in New Zealand, unless of course a lot more limes are planted. Export-wise, Australia, Southeast Asia, they will take everything we can produce other than the domestic market. These trees were double my height. I'm a little bit under 2 metres, but they were 5 metres high, and I've discovered there that if you keep a tree around about 2 metres, you can still produce, the national average is probably 25 kilos to a tree. I've got 3 or 4 trees down there that I would produce 70 to 85 kilos of limes per tree. And my limes usually start around about the middle of February, and they go through to about the end of August. Lemons and limes, for the first 2 years that you planted them, they are tender, so you've got to cover them if you get a frost. After that, limes, they remain more tender than lemons. I feed all mine with magnesium sulphate, which is Epsom salts. It's an organic fertiliser, and I put oils on them. So I just, basically you put the oils on to clean off that black sooty mould. And the black sooty mould is the problem. They say scalers, but I think the worst of the lot are thrips, and they often end up in the middle of the tree. That's why you've got to keep the tree open in the middle, because they often live in the crown of the tree. When the tree grows up and you've got the branches coming out, if the tree's got a lot of leaves in it, it's dark in here, they tend to live in the bark in the inside, and that applies to a lot of trees that people have planted all over New Zealand in their back garden. If they keep the middle open, and now and then if you want to prune it and open it up, just take a whole branch out from the main stem and opens up the tree. Going along to the farmers market has created a cash flow, which has been good for the business to grow and expand and to pay the staff as well, because when you're starting off, you're supplying shops. They don't pay you till the following month, sometimes the following month, unless you are chasing the accounts. So for us, it's all been about the farmers market, going along there for the cash flow, paying what we would consider top-notch professionals in the food industry for information about how to grow the business, how to make the product, and how to market it, and how to export it.
This program was made with funding from New Zealand On Air.